Hello, we are going today to see how to create the template of testing of a project in Visual Studio, and to create the template with the core project and the unit test project, automatic test project. So first I'm going to start Visual Studio. I am going to start with Visual Studio 2009. Then here I'm going to create a new project. And I choose to create a class library. This will host my code, and this can target .NET Standard or .NET Core. Next, here I select the project name. So this will be a solution template. And I put my root folder to store this. Okay, like this, solution name, solution template. Next, here we choose the target framework. The target framework can be .NET Core, .NET 5, or .NET Standard. .NET Standard is theoretically the more stable. The thing is that you cannot develop UI with .NET Standard, so you can not create a console application or WinForm. So this will be a library, .NET Standard, to host the core project of the solution. And the unit test will be .NET Core and will reference this .NET Standard library. So I create it. Now I have a solution template with a first class. So I do not like, in fact, he has created the solution template project for a solution which is called like this. So I'm going to rename it. I'm going to rename it like this, and I will say this will be my core. Okay. And here, for the first class, I will say this will be, this can be my class 1. I will choose class core. I will choose class core. So I'm going to rename it like this and say this will be class core. Okay, I made a little confusion while renaming it, so the file name has not been replaced, so I'm going to here say this is my class core. Okay. And there is a little problem here. The namespace is okay. The namespace here has been updated. The thing is that it didn't update it alone. The solution template, change namespace to core. Okay. Now I'm going to attach to this project a unit test project. So I'm going to add a new project. And this project will be a unit test project. The thing is, if I use a unit test project by default, unit test project here, it is using a MS Test framework. And me, I want to create a unit test with a NUnit framework. So I can choose this, but I will have to update the dependencies and be aware that it comes without the NUnit framework. You will see why I use this. So unit test project that target MS Test, and I will change it to NUnit. Project name, as a convention, we use target project suffixed by anything that you want, like unit test or integration test. Location here, target framework, .NET framework 4.7.2. No. Oh, so here here. So here there is a little thing. So framework here. So Microsoft made a big mess up with all the framework versions. So here by default, the template that I have selected is Target Framework. Target Framework is the old generation of framework. Now we should have a .NET Standard or .NET Core. So this thing here is not what we want because I want to have the last version. So here you see MS Test project, a project that contains MS Test unit tests that can run on .NET Core on Windows. So this is good, not this good. Here it's displayed in bracket .NET Framework. No. Yes, here. .NET Core, this is what I look for. .NET Core. On in C#. Next. So again, this would be core.unit test location solution template. Next. Then the target framework. Because the code will be run, I cannot choose .NET Standard. I must use executing framework, so here .NET Core. The .NET Core project can reference the .NET Standard project. On .NET Standard, for example, it can also be referenced by other frameworks, like for example Xamarin frameworks for smartphones. So now the core unit test has been created. Let's look at the dependencies or the unit tests. So here's the unit test. Here you see the issue. The issue. This is not an issue. This depends on your style. Me, I prefer to work with NUnit. I do not like the MS test. So, and this is a personal choice. So I do not want to use this unit testing thing, and this attribute become obsolete. This should be test for the standard of NUnit, and this will be also test, and even for the class I think it's not required. But let's look at the dependencies package which has been embedded. So here we have MS test framework, test adapter, .NET test SDK, and some here are important so that the NUnit will work. So I'm going to add tools, packet manager, manage NuGet package for solutions. I will add the NUnit browse, NUnit framework, NUnit here, and you see description, supported platforms, it supports the framework on the .NET Standard. So I'm going to select this one and say that I want it to be installed on the core unit test, and I install. I accept everything, NUnit. Okay. Then I have to also install the NUnit test adapter to the core unit test, and I install it. NUnit test adapter is installed. Okay, good. Now I come back here and Microsoft Net Test SDK, Microsoft Net. So here there is also a library which is needed, Microsoft Net Test SDK, so that the NUnit tests are successfully run. So this one is important. Now he will complain here. Let's look at this attribute. Alt-Enter, and then now IntelliSense proposed to include using NUnit framework, so I validated by typing Enter. Now the attributes are recognized, and if I look at the definition with F12, I see that I'm going in the NUnit framework namespace, and this is correctly a DLL with .NET Standard NUnit framework. So good, I am referencing the correct testing library. Once this is done, I can just update my unit class because I want to reference the class core. I will say class core. So this unit test will in fact be renamed to class core test because as a convention I use the testing class with the name of the target class suffixed by the test. On test method, it will be, for example, hello. Oh, I have a problem with my keyboard, which is in Dutch when I was in English. Okay, hello. Then when called, then okay, and then here I can say that I want the suit which is new my class core which is not recognized for the moment, and then suit dot hello like this, and cert are equal like this, are equal expected actual like this. So class core is not recognized because I didn't add the reference, but if I type Alt Enter, it doesn't propose me something clever. I want that it propose me to link the reference project. So it is not proposing me, so I must instruct myself by adding add a project reference. I want to add the core reference. Okay. So now the class core is known. The hello method Alt Enter, it proposes me to create it. I will call it, and then assert are equal is not recognized because, so I will say var actual is equal to the return of hello, and the expected, let's say that I want a string, expected is equal to blah blah like this. So the prototype of hello must be updated, so it is returning now a string, and let's say that I want to return ret with a string ret is equal to blah blah like this. Okay, good. Now that everything has been saved, I can try to instruct Visual Studio to run all the tests. And I have my Test Explorer here, so I click on it, and the Test Explorer is there. Okay, so this, in fact, is the different steps to create a project template with a unit test. So I have the core of the solution, which is tested by core.unittest. And the class core test is testing the class core. And just last thing, before we finish, I will just show you some usage of snippets when you are creating unit tests. This is useful. So I have created a Visual Studio snippet. Let's say I want to test another method which is called goodbye. So I will use my snippet, which is called like UT. I can invoke it with UT, like this. And this is not the last version of my snippet, so this is not what I wanted to share you, but you can create snippet to help you to do the code of unit test. That's all for the solution. And now what we can do is once the template has been done, I will save it. I can save it. This is solution template, and I will push it to my repo. And either you do it or you can try to download it. So I'm going to GitHub now. I'm going to GitHub here, my GitHub, and I will say I want to create a new repository like this, and this will be my solution template for unit test. So let's write like this, solution template, okay, description, this is solution template on Visual Studio 2019 for unit tests with NUnit on C#. It will be public like this. Create repository. I'm going to create a repository. Okay. On here I can copy this. I have the full path which is copied. Before continuing, I will just come back here because in fact I missed something. I missed to remove the MS Test framework that I do not want to use. So we can look here, NuGet Package Manager for the solution. What is installed is that we have the MS Test framework, which is installed by default by the project template, unit test template that we have selected at the beginning. So MS Test, I do not want to use it. So I select it and I say I want to uninstall it. On the MS Test adapter, also I do not want it, so I uninstall it. And now, so I don't know what is this. Coverlet is a cross-platform code coverage for .NET library. We support for, okay, so I never use it, but okay, why not? So what is important is for the NUnit test, we have NUnit test adapter, NUnit, on Microsoft.NET Test SDK. I can build clean solution, build rebuild solution, then Test Explorer, rerun all. Okay, so the test is still working. Good, so I can close this. Then here I'm going to create a new repository. This is a personal repository in this location. Yes, create. Here, look at the folder architecture. It will create a .git subfolder. Create. Initialize the empty git repository. Yes, this is initialized. Now I'm going. So Git is already installed, and Git extension is already installed. So you should install it. I will not speak how to do it. Git extensions, gitx commit. The first commit has a lot of things. So let's ignore everything which is in the VS subfolder. I ignore it. I will also ignore everything which is in the bin folder like this, and I do not know if I can do like so. Here there is 93 files. Okay, so here the idea is to remove the more most of the files which are generated, which are the output of the compilation. So here, by using this pattern bin slash, I reject everything from solution template on this project. 96 files match, so I ignore. Same thing for the object. So the first commit is a little boring like this. Huh? So here I have one file, but this is for the first commit. Then object 40 files match. Okay, I ignore. And now I have only the relevant files. So the CS file, the CS proj, the solution file, on CS proj. Good. So I commit all this with the git ignore file, which says I want to ignore all the content of the files which are inside this directory. And here I say this is the initial commit on push. And let me say, please configure a remote repository. Would you like to do it now? Yes, because it is not yet done. So I'm going to create, so name, this is my Visual Studio. This is my solution template. Solution template. To the URL which is in the clipboard, like this. And I click on the plus, add a new remote. Add a new remote. Okay, save change. You have added a new repository. Do you want to automatically configure the default push and pull behavior for this remote? Yes. Okay. Then save the changes. Then close. The branch you are about to push seems to be a new branch, of course. There is nothing. So first, before clicking yes, I come back in the solution template here. And you see projects. So it should be empty. Okay, it's empty. So now I'm going to push yes. The branch matter does not have a tracking reference. Do you want to add a tracking reference? Yes. Solution is pushed. I refresh. And now I have my files here with the solution template.sln. He forgot to rename the name of the folder, but you can rename it to the core project. And I can do it. In fact, I can do it. So I'm going to push a diff, a little update. So in fact, solution template, I do not want it to be like this. So I'm going to rename it by hand. This will be core, like this. And I'm going to edit the SLN file because otherwise it will not understand where it is. So I'm going to use the core. Like this. Okay, good. Good. Now I have intelligible piece. So solution template. I can rerun it. The SLN. I'm going to build clean solution, build, rebuild solution. Types namespace class core could not be found because is lost. Project core, it doesn't understand where the project has moved. Why? Let's open again this. So core CS proj, core unit test CS proj. to project core. So I'm going to open the core unit test to see better what it is referencing. Core unit test. Okay. The core unit test is also referencing the project with the path. So I'm going to build, clean, build, rebuild, okay, and test everything. Build succeed, okay, good. And now I can push this diff, right click, commit. Here is the diff. So the CS proj has been modified only here. This is deleted, this is added. The class core this is a new file, but when I will stage it, you will see that it has been moved like this. Oh no, it doesn't see. Okay, so this is a new file. On here you see it has been deleted. Oh, okay, so now I will add it. Now you see it replaces with AA, so it understands that it has been moved. Minus core CS proj, same thing here, it has been moved. And solution template here, this has been updated. Okay, good. So I can commit this patch to say moved subdirectory and commit on push like this. And this has been pushed, and we can go to the GitHub repository. And now we have core unit test on core. So you can try to pull this Git repository so that you can easily start a new project with automated test. That's all for this presentation today, and goodbye. And the sponsor of this video is the website myspector.com that I have developed, and I invite you to connect to it and test it. Myspector.com is a framework which allows you to automate extraction of data. You have here, for example, a target which I can configure. I set up the HTTP method and I set up extraction tools so that I can isolate specific information on the target page. Then I can check, put a rule on what is the targeted information. Then I can notify if the target value is reached. For example, here I can go to this trox. So this a line which has all the information is called a trox. Here this is troxes. I execute it, and it is fetching the remote website, and it is extracting the target price 99.80, and I can check if I click here the target, so it has been configured so it can isolate this price. And if I want, I can obtain an email if the value reach a given amount. So here in this example it is signaled as true because when I look at the configuration, the number is less than 105 when I receive an email here. And so MySpector currently is still under development. So here's something. So the added value is that you can configure it for any website. For example, here I have temperature of Nuremberg. I can execute it. And same thing, I have the temperature 5, which come from external website. Here you see that it has been grabbing 5. And it is still in development. You cannot yet create the triggers, but to program it, to do it daily. But just be notified and tell me in the comments what you think about this new website. And this has been developed in C# with the Blazor technology. So this is me. You can join me on LinkedIn also if you want. And that's all for the sponsor of this video.